Welcome to the joy of cooking. How's it going? It's been a while. It's nice to not see you. Today I'll be making a Frosty. And you're like, what's a Frosty? Are you talking about that thing from Wendy's that's delicious but like impossible to eat with what do you call them? A straw. So that's why they give you a spoon, but sometimes they give you a spork, and then the tines break off and it becomes just a cutty spoon. Anyways, you're like, what's a Frosty? That's not what I mean. A Frosty is what I call a frozen pizza. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna make a frozen pizza, but what I'm gonna do is doll it up really good. So essentially what I'm gonna do is take this Jack's frozen pizza that I have in the freezer, and I'm gonna turn it from a rudimentary frozen pizza into a world of wonder. And I'm gonna add some, just see green pepper, mushrooms, onions, tomatoes. Gonna do a little seasoned crust thing, and making this at home, you can add whatever adjuncts you'd like. I chose to, motherfucker. I don't know how to turn things. Well, here we go. So yeah, I don't remember what I was saying, but it was something about the internet, which is fascinating, right? So yeah, you buy a frozen pizza because really it's the same reason you get like regular pizza, because it's convenient. It's convenient, it's a crowd pleaser. The difficult thing is when people can't agree on toppings or if allergies are involved, but for the most part, you can pretty much please everybody with a pizza. And this is nominally priced, but you throw it in the oven, which when you're making a frozen pizza, once you open it up, is a good time to preheat the oven. So I'm gonna get the oven preheating here. But yeah, when you have a frozen pizza, it just tastes like, slightly better than the circular cardboard, whatever the fuck that you use for a Frisbee, or sometimes you just take it out of the oven. Anyways, I don't know, this was just one of those things that you find out when you're poor and you've got like a frozen pizza and then a lot of shit in the fridge that doesn't go in anything else. I was like, you know what? I can put this on a pizza. And you get stoned enough, and then you start like making a crust and making a big deal out of it, and then giving it a special name like a Frosty. So yeah, I am going to show you how to make your frozen pizza better. Now I choose Jack's as just my like sort of baseline frozen pizza brand because very consistent. You know what you're gonna get. There's no like super strong overwhelming flavors. Nice crispy crust, which I like, and yeah, it's usually like $2.50. It's never more than $4. So yeah, so I got just to give myself a lot to work with, just plain cheese and pepperoni. They got other options and stuff like pepperoni and sausage. There's bacon, cheeseburger and stuff, and you can do lots of weird shit with, adding your veggies and whatnot. So I don't know if you recall from previous episodes when I taught you how to cut the side off a green pepper so you didn't get the seeds out. Dude, you crushed it. Nice work. And that's me pretending that you're cooking along with me. You don't need a ton of green peppers. I've done it a few times where I've made like fancy little ribbons, but that's if I've had like a lot of time on my hands, and I guess I typically do. So yeah, I'm just gonna have them in a little dice here, and then sprinkle them evenly over top. But yeah, gosh, I started doing this probably 10 years ago, and the first time I gave somebody a slice, they're like, "Oh wow, where'd you get this pizza?" I was like, the freezer. And I'm like, "No, what do you mean? Like, I don't know, the oven?" But yeah, I've been doing it for a while, and like roommates and other folks have really loved it, and it's become a bit of a family joke. You're like, "Oh, Joe's gonna make a Frosty," which essentially means the next time somebody uses the oven, you're gonna see a lot of smoke and smell a lot of burning. But I figured out how to get past that, and I'm gonna show you. Always love mushrooms. Mushrooms are perhaps, besides pepperoni, in my opinion, I think they're the most integral pizza topping, the most important to the overall presentation of the pizza. There's a texture element, you know, it's, you know, spongy. There's not another pizza topping, you know, of your regular, that, you know, kind of has the same characteristics of it, you know, like as far as the green pepper, you know, there's your red bell pepper, you could do some whatever the fuck other peppers, but, you know, jalapenos, banana peppers, those all have the same consistency as well. So mushroom, definitely unique in the pizza topping universe. My buddy Katie, who's a big fan of the program, she actually, we received an email from her the other day, and yeah, big fan of the show, and she was recently getting a pizza slice tattoo. Not sure why she decided that was a good idea, but you know, people do shit like that. But yeah, so she was getting pepperoni, and she wanted, like, what other topping? I gotta have another topping on there. And I was like, dude, mushroom, obviously. And you know what? She got the tattoo done, and it looks great. So I alluded to the fact that I might do something special with the crust. So I'm gonna make a slightly spicy garlic butter crust for this. So it requires in between 1 and 2 tablespoons of butter. So I guess, you know, I'll just shoot directly in the middle for 1.5. And I'm gonna make it easy on myself. Melt it down, mix it with garlic powder and Frank's Red Hot, and spoon it around. So I'm just gonna microwave the butter, which is rather explosive, so it's a really good idea. What the fuck is that moth doing? Jesus. Asshole. Got it. Anyways, you want to cover it because butter explodes in the microwave and it makes an awful mess. 15 seconds is about right. And I wouldn't do it any more than that because it'll still explode and go through your thing. Obviously, I've done this quite a few times. Gonna add some onions. I think these are Vidalias, actually. I'm gonna do a little julienne. And just dice up here. Man, I made a joke the other day on the internet about how cutting onions always makes me cry, and nobody laughed. I thought that was, I don't know. I mean, there must have been a lot of other things going on. I'm sure there's a lot more important things in the world than you know, my thoughts when I'm sitting on the bus about onions. Yeah. So there we go, onions, nice, evenly spread. You see, it's coming together good. You know, before it was looking like, I don't know, do I really want to eat this thing, even though you're starving? But it looks way better now. I'm gonna take a look at my butter here. Dude, it's just not even close to being melted. So I'm gonna do another 15 seconds. It could be the placement of where I put it on the, whatever you call the round glass thing that spins around in there, the carousel maybe. I'm gonna add some tomatoes, some Roma tomatoes. And this adds, actually it adds like a little, I don't know, an imperfect mirror into the soul of like the tomato sauce. So, you know, so in the flavors, they're contrasting with each other. But, you know, like they came from other tomatoes, but they're, you know, related somehow. I don't know. So I am going to add a layer of spice to this and add one of my favorite pizza accoutrements, and that's crushed red pepper. Adds a nice, even spice. And dude, what's cool is when you're poor and you order pizza, you just save those packets, and then when you run out, you just dump them in there. Same thing with Parmesan cheese, which I will add, but not at the moment. Alright, so this butter, looking good. So for my crush here, I'm gonna got the butter all melted. I'm gonna add a generous amount of garlic powder. Rule of thumb with garlic powder, I guess I always imagine making garlic bread when I do this. You always add more garlic than you think you should. Like, you know, oh shit, that's a lot. Like, well, you are covering the entire pizza there. So, I wanna make sure the amount's somewhat adequate. Probably can't see that for nothing, but there's a bunch of powder in there. And then I'm gonna splooge generous amounts of Frank's Red Hot in here. Really any hot sauce will do. Frank's, I think, offsets the butter the best. And if you're not a butter fan, you can do olive oil, which will, make a nice, garlic crust. However, there is one thing that makes the olive oil not work as well, and that's what I mentioned earlier about the smoke coming out of your parents' oven. And see, the olive oil runs, whereas this is frozen. I'm putting on warm butter, and it's going to, I wouldn't say refreeze itself, but it definitely recoagulates and then sticks there. And you're like, oh my God, you're making such a mess. It's not that big of a mess. It's super easy to clean up. It's gonna take me about 14 seconds to clean up. So that amount pretty much goes around, and then I, fill in a little weak spots there. For some odd reason, I always put one last luge in the middle. And gonna add this Parmesan and Romano, and also adding the butter there. It keeps that, you put the cheese on and shit, and it keeps it from running off on the counter. So you kind of got like a Parmesan crust there. And then I'll put some Gorgonzola on there. Gorgonzola, it's like blue cheese, but it's the green one. It's a little milder. And boom. That is a Frosty. It is oven ready. And I see my oven has preheated nicely. Dude, you're gonna be shocked. What I did, I actually made one of these already. Right before I started filming, I made one, and I put it in the oven that I had already started preheating. So this one over here is almost ready. So oven's it's at 425. The label says 13 minutes. I usually do 15 to 17, because I like it nice and crispy and stuff. I'm gonna save my circles here. But yeah, I did that so that way there would be one ready, so that I can show you, and you don't have to wait the whole time while it bakes and listen to, me tell stories. I prefer the roller thing to the Mezzaluna, but I mean, you do you, is what they say. This one is nearly done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up here a little bit. So you just entertain yourself. Think about what's your favorite topping on pizza. Also, have you ever had anchovies on pizza? It's a punchline, and it's totally outdated because most people now, I don't even think really know what anchovies are. But they're still offered everywhere, like traditional. I guess since you never have them fresh, and it's just canned, you can probably get away with that shit. So, in the time being, while we're waiting, I am going to read to you from the finest bit of childhood literature that has ever been made. And this is, gosh, I don't even know how I actually came to own this. I think it was just a bit of happy circumstance. I was walking home the other day, and it's getting thundery, dark clouds, probably just before dusk. And you can smell the storm. You smell the ozone, and the leaves are rustling. You can even hear distant dogs, barking because they know they can sense that the storm's coming. And so I'm coming down Fulton, and it starts to rain a little bit, and this huge bolt of thunder comes down, totally just cracks the sky. I was like right over a John Ball Zoo. It was terrifying. But it scared me so much that I hopped in reverse scared, and there was one of those community book things where take a book, leave a book. They have them at the airport, outside churches. I don't know, over here they're randomly in people's neighborhoods. So I don't know, I think that shit's cool. But this is called The Chimp That Went to School. And it's written by Peggy Parrish, and Gail Owens drew the pictures. And oddly, The Chimp That Went to School wasn't its original title. It was originally titled Mr. Adams's Mistake. So I'm intrigued. Why did they have to change the title? Did they have to change the title? Was it someone's choice? I mean, The Chimp That Went to School, I guess, would probably draw a child's eye more than Mr. Adams, whoever the fuck that is. But yeah, this was written for Bubba Davis. Have you ever known a Bubba? Most of my friends that I know are Bubba are like really skinny guys. Anyways, Mr. Adams had a special job. Children must go to school, he said. They have a lot to learn, and they learn in school. Well, brilliant observation. He was putting on a, I don't know, like a dumb star boutonniere that says, I have a special job. So, oh, look me. Mr. Adams walked along the street. Some children try to skip school, he said. I must find those children. I must take them to school. That is my special job. Dude must be a truant officer, which is a totally outdated term. I don't even know. I mean, I know what they are just because, but otherwise, but look, little Mewey. He even used to have a little pink collar like that too. Mr. Adams worked hard, but he did not see well, and he would not get eyeglasses, so he made mistakes. What an asshole. You know, like so many people are like, oh, my eyes, like, dude, just wear your glasses. Like, oh, they make me look dumb. No, they make you look great. I think you look really cool and smart. And you know what? It looks like you can read, which is why you should wear the glasses. Anyways, sometimes Mr. Adams took the wrong things to school. One day he took a dancing poodle. Wow, instead of taking this child, I suppose, he is taking a poodle wearing a skirt. That's a big mistake. But man, this kid sure is hairy. Oh, one day he took a big doll. Oh, one day he tried to take his grandmother, but she bopped him hard. Yeah, you know, you don't think... I mean, even if you can't see good, you'd think that you would notice you're carrying a lady in a rocking chair. Oh, crap. Dude, it's getting there. Just for time's sake and like me being an idiot and not knowing how technology works or like actual time and cooking and patience and stuff, I am going to, oh my God, I'm going to almost spill it. Crap, how do I do this? Well, this is not going to be good. Okay, so it fell off there and I had to reach over here and grab it. But, okay, yeah, averted crisis there. But oh my God, look at it. Look how good it looks. I'm gonna put this back in. I don't know why I'm yelling out. But yeah, it looks great. I guarantee you it's gonna taste really, really good. I'm gonna finish cooking this because, I don't know, I did something wrong and then I almost dropped it in the toaster oven. So, I'm going to leave you there for now, but gosh, thanks for watching. Sorry we didn't get to the end of the chimp that went to school. Maybe next time I'll actually complete a dish. But man, this is going to be good in about 10 minutes. So maybe I'll shoot a little video update. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Yum, yum, yum. And gosh, I just, you know, I really appreciate everybody. So appreciate it. Thanks for, sticking out with me. And we'll see you again real soon.